Hi, my name is Sandy Knibb, and this is my wonderful class of first and second graders at Sierra Christian School.
Hello, my name is Jenna and I will be reading the Fear. On the mat. Dad sat on the mat. I am on Dad. Pat sat on Dad. I am on Pat and Dad. Dad. Dan sat on Pat. I am on Dan and Pat and Dad. Nan sat on Dan. The cat sat on Nan. Scat cat. The pan. Dad has a pan. Dad taps the pan. Pat taps the pan. Dan taps the pan. Can I tap the pan? Nan is sad. Can Nan tap the pan? I can. The end.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to me read. Hi, my name is Julia Pavon, and I would like to read Here and There. The Greenhouse. Here is a greenhouse. What a pretty greenhouse. Father is at the window in the pretty greenhouse. This is Father's home. Mother is at the window in the pretty greenhouse. This is Mother's home, too. She likes the pretty greenhouse. Here comes Jerry. This is Jerry's home. Here comes Alice. This is Alice's home, too. Here is the pretty greenhouse. This is Mother's home. This is Father's home. This is Jerry's home. This is Alice's home, too. 2 caps. One morning, Mother went to the store. Jerry wants a cap, said Mother. Mother looked at the caps. She saw blue caps. She saw brown caps. I like blue caps, said Mother. Jerry wants a cap. Mother got a blue cap. She walked home to the pretty greenhouse. Father went to the store. Jerry wants a cap, said Father. Father looked at the caps. He saw blue caps. He saw brown caps. I like this cap, says Father. I like brown caps. Father got a brown cap. Father walked home to the pretty greenhouse. Look, Jerry, said Father. Jerry, said Mother. See this blue cap? I got this cap at the store. I like this cap, said Jerry. Jerry saw Father. Look, Father, said Jerry, see my blue cap? Mother got it at the store. What? What, said Father? Mother got you a blue cap? Here is a brown cap too, Jerry. I got a brown cap at the store. My, said Jerry, 2 caps, a blue cap and a brown cap. I want Alice to see my caps. Jerry ran to Alice. Look, Alice, look, he said. I have 2 caps, a blue cap and a brown cap. See my 2 caps, Alice? My, said Alice. She looked at the blue cap. She looked at the brown cap. Alice said, I like the blue cap, Jerry. You may have the blue caps, said Jerry. Here it is, Alice. What a pretty cap, said Alice. You have a cap, and I have a cap, too. Alice and May. One morning, Alice said, Mother, Mother, I want to play with May. Jim is going with me. Goodbye, Mother. Goodbye. Come here, Jim. Come here. Thank you for listening to me read. If you'd like to hear the rest of this story, check it out at your local library. Hi, my name is Sarah Dykstra, and I'm going to read Fortunately. Fortunately, one day Ned got a letter that said, "Please come to a surprise party." But unfortunately, the party was in Florida and he was in New York. Fortunately, a friend loaned him an airplane. Unfortunately, the motor exploded. Fortunately, there's a parachute in the airplane. Unfortunately, there's a hole in the parachute. Fortunately, there's a haystack on the ground. Unfortunately, there's a pitchfork in the haystack. Fortunately, you missed the pitchfork. Unfortunately, you missed the haystack. Fortunately, you landed in the water. Unfortunately, there were sharks in the water. Fortunately, you could swim. Unfortunately, there were tigers on the land. Fortunately, you could run. Unfortunately, you ran into a deep, dark cave. Fortunately, he could dig. Unfortunately, he dug himself into a fancy ballroom. Fortunately, there was a surprise party going on. Unfortunately, the party was for him, because fortunately, it was his birthday. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, I'm Corbin Earls, and I'm going to read Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. I am Sam. I am Sam. Sam I am. That's Sam I am, that's Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here, or I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I would not green. I do not. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a box? Not in a box, not with a box, not in a house, not with a mouse, not, I would not eat them here or there. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to hear the rest of the story, check it out at your local library. Hi, my name is Bernie McDowell, and I'm going to read Frog and Toad Together by Arnold Lobel. Dragons and Giants. Frog and Toad are reading a book together. The people in this book are brave, said Toad. They fight dragons and giants. They are never afraid. Wonder if we are brave, said Frog. Frog and Toad looked into the mirror. We look brave, said Frog. Yes, but are we? Asked Toad. Frog and Toad went outside. That we can try to climb this mountain, said Frog. That should tell us that we are brave. Frog and Toad went leaping over rocks. Toad came puffing up behind them. They came to a dark cave. A big snake came out of the cave. Hello, lunch, said the snake. When he saw Frog and Toad, he opened his wide mouth. Frog and Toad jumped away. Toad was shaking. I'm not afraid, he cried. They climbed higher. They heard a loud noise. Many large stones were rolling down the mountain. An avalanche, cried Toad. Frog and Toad jumped away. Toad was trembling. I'm not afraid, he shouted. They came to the top of the mountain. A shadow of a hawk fell over them. Frog and Toad jumped under a rock. The hawk flew away. We're not afraid, screamed Frog and Toad at the same time. They ran down the mountain very fast. They ran past the place where they saw the snake. They ran past the place where they saw the avalanche. They ran past the place where they saw the snake. They ran all the way to Toad's house. Frog, I'm glad to have a brave friend like you, said Toad. Then he jumped into the bed and pulled the covers over his head. And I am happy to know a brave person like you, Toad, said Frog, and he jumped into the closet and shut the door. Toad stayed in the bed and Frog stayed in the closet. They stayed there for a long time, just feeling very brave together. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to know how the story ends, check it out at your local library. Hi, my name is Amanda Mass, and I'm going to read Sis the Cat. There is Sis. Sis can sit, Sis can nap. Sis can hit, Sis can tap. Tap the pin, hit the hat. Dad is nice. Cat, cat. Where is Sis? Where is the cat? On the rat, no, not there. In the hat, no, not there. In a tin pan, no, not there. With Sam and Pam, no, not there. I'm Miss Sis. Where is the cat? Dad has Sis. Sis is with him. Dad is not mad, and Sis is not sad. I can sit with Sis and Dad. Thank you for listening to me. Hi, my name is Alex Howe, and I'm going to read My Brother Ant. Ant is crying. Dad, I can't get to sleep. I went into the living room and told this to my dad. What's wrong with Anthony? My dad asked. He says there is a monster under his bed. My dad said, tell Anthony there is no monster under his bed. You tell him, Dad. He won't believe me, I said. Anthony, my dad called. This is your dad. There is no monster under your bed. Now go to sleep. I went back into the bedroom. I said to the ant, did you hear Dad said what Dad said? Ant said, how does he know? He didn't look. I said, do you want me to look? You can look. And said, but you won't see the monster. He hides from big people. I pointed to myself. This is a big person. This is a big person. Get real. I bent down and looked under the bed. All right, monster. I said, do you see him? I said, this is between me and the monster. You stay out of it. This. All right, monster, listen up. Ant does not want you under his bed. I do not want you under his bed. Get lost. Then a voice said, boo-hoo-hoo, what is monster to do? Find another bed, I said. Where? It said, that is your problem. Oh, all right. Boo-hoo-hoo, I'm gone. Bye. I got up. Well, he's gone now, I said. Ant said, was that real? The monster? It sounded like you. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to hear how the story ends, check it out at your local library. Hi, my name is Brendan O'Callahan, and I'm going to read Nan's family. On the mat. Dad sat on the mat. I am on Dad. Pat sat on Dad. I am on Pat and Dad. Dan sat on Pat. I am on Dan and Pat and Dad. Nan sat on Dan. The cat sat on Nan. Scat cat. The pants. Dad has a pan. Dad taps the pan. Pat taps the pan. Dan taps the pan. Can I tap the pan? Nan is sad. Can Nan tap the pan? I can. Thank you for listening to me read. Hi, my name is Bobby Marie Rowe, and I'm going to read Shiloh's Season. Dara Lynn screaming now, eyebrows up over her face, and this one dog, black and white, one lunges forward and nips her arm. Whack! Ma brings down the clothes prop on the black and white dog. The others snarl and turn our way, but I'm swinging that bat in front of me 90 miles an hour. And Ma's bringing that clothes prop down a second time. The dogs back off. Air is filled with noise. Dogs are yelping. Ma is shouting. Darylyn's screaming. Shiloh's yipping. Becky is standing at the screen squirreling. And the hens are all carrying on in the chicken coop. The black and white dog seems to be the leader. As Ma's pole comes down again, he hightails it out of the yard, and the others follow. Ma grabs Darlyn and rushes her in the house, cleans that bite with soap and water. About this time, Dad comes home. Whose dogs are those running up the road? He asks. Judd's, I tell him. They got loose and come over here, and one of them bit Darlyn. She's sobbing. I didn't do anything. All I was doing was playing out in the yard, and those dogs come up and bit me. You sure they were Judd's? Dad asks. I know them anywhere, I tell him. Ma calls Doc Murphy and he says to call the sheriff and get those dogs picked up. The one that bit Darylyn will have to be locked up for 10 days to see whether or not he's got rabies. If he does, Darylyn's gotta get shots. If we don't find the dog, she'll have to get him anyways. Darylyn howls again. Dad calls the sheriff and says someone already reported them that those dogs killed somebody's cat. He's got a man out looking for him. Darylyn's sobbing now, and Becky squirrels too, just to join in. Shiloh runs from window to window, whining, standing up on his hind legs. Meanwhile, Ma's turnips have boiled dry, and the pan started to scorch. Ma turns off the fire, takes Becky out on the swing, and tries to cool her own self down. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to hear the rest of the story, check it out at your local library.
Hi, my name is Hannah Phillips, and I'm going to read What's the Weather Like Today? What's the weather like today? Like today? Like today? What's the weather like today? Today is cloudy. What's the weather like today? Like today? Like today? What's the weather like today? Today is rainy. What's the weather like today? Like today? Like today? What's the weather like today? Today is windy. What's the weather like today? Like today? Like today? What's the weather like today? Today is snowing. What's the weather like today? Like today? Like today? What's the weather like today? Today is sunny. What's the weather like today? Like today? Like today? What's the weather like today? Today is foggy. What's the weather like today? Like today? Like today? What's the weather like today? Today is perfect. Thank you for listening to me read. My name is Jessica Noel Hayes, and I would like to read the Pumpkin Patch Parable. See that big red barn and those rolling green fields? That's where the farmer lives, way out in the country. It's so far out, the streets don't even have stop signs. The farmer grows lots of different things in those fields. He grows tall green corn and big red tomatoes, long yellow squash and little green peas. People eat that stuff for dinner. The best vegetables that farmer grows are pumpkins. They start out as flat oval seeds, almost as big as raisins. One hot June day, soon after school let out, the farmer planted pumpkin seeds, just like he did every summer. The seeds disappeared into the ground in nice, neat rows and grew there in the dark all through the 4th of July. Early one morning, a tiny green shoot quietly poked its way out of the soil. Soon a long green vine stretched across the ground from that vine. Little buds sprouted into wide green leaves. The leaves spread out flat to touch the August sun. Someday those little green buds would turn into big orange pumpkins. But not yet. The patient farmer waited and waited. The pumpkins began to grow. How different they looked. Some were tall and lean, some were short and round, some had lumps and bumps. All of them were pumpkins. October came at last. The sky was bright blue and the air was cooler. Every night it got dark earlier than it did the night before.
it was time for the farmer to harvest his pumpkins. The farmer's many workers brought lots of ripe pumpkins in from the fields. Which one would he choose first? The farmer picked up one large pumpkin, being very careful not to let it slip through his hands. The pumpkins are tough on the outside, but break into smithereens if you drop them. He washed off all the dirt, holding on it tight. Thank you for listening to me read. If you would like to hear the rest of the story, check it out at your local library.
Hi, my name is Kyle Curiello. I'm going to read Nan's Family. On the mat. Dad sat on the mat. I am on Dad. Pat sat on Dad. I am on Pat and Dad. Dan sat on Pat. I am on Dan and Pat and Dad. Nan sat on Dan. The cat sat on Nan. Scat cat. The pans. Dad has a pan. Dad taps the pan. Pat taps the pan. Dan taps the pan. Can I tap the pan? Nan is sad. Can Nan tap the pan? I can. Thank you for listening to me read.
We love reading!
What do you love?
Reading!
And where do you go to school?
Sierra Christian School!
Hip hip hooray!
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 Hip hip